TCS Radar, episode 10. We back, 10th episode. Gonna keep pumping them out. So we're gonna.
What? All right, my bad. Go ahead.
Hey, yo, he pumping
you know,
He said we jiggling, baby.
Keep it going. We good. We keeping that
We
going.
jiggling, baby. Go ahead, baby.
We jiggling, baby.
Go ahead, baby.
Oh, shit, that's crazy.
yeah, we off the top, so it is what it is, right?
Facts.
All right, we're gonna hop into the profile. So we got 4 more players this week. And so we're going to start with Angel Hill out of Minnehaha Academy. Now, she was a senior 2024 class, played for Minnesota Stars AAU team. She played with Addie Mack, who was a player that we had covered a few episodes ago, way earlier, actually. But, yeah, 28-4, Minnehaha Academy went this past year, finished third in state. They beat Mount Iron in that third-place game, lost to Albany. The game before that, but they had a really good season this year. Angel herself, she had 16 20-point games. She was averaging 20 on the season. Had 16 20-point games, and she had 2 30-point games, one 33 against Providence Academy, and her other 30-point game was against Crosby Ironton. And so, very good player, has a very smooth game. A shooter for sure, definitely a shooter, and that's why I would say she's a true shooting guard. So it'll be exciting to see how she's used at the next level. She is going to Tennessee State next year, so good luck to her over there. But yeah, her game is very smooth. I think I describe a lot of people's game as smooth, but you know it is what it is. It's easy to see, but very dangerous on offense, and her shooting range, like I said, out there. She's shooting from everywhere, shooting easily too. And when she drives, she reminds me of James Harden a little bit with the low sweep through when she drives and bringing it up, trying to get that foul. So very savvy player in that sense. But, yeah, Angel Hill, that's Angel Hill. It's going to be, again, exciting to see what she does next year. And the next player we got, who you got, LD?
All right, so I got Miss Kendall Barnes. Out of Woodbury. She graduated from East Ridge this past season. Had a very good season, averaged 20.7. Tried to make it to state her senior year again because she had already been 4 times, but unfortunately fell short this season. But, you know, she's a baller. You know, I love watching her game. Gets downhill, plays strong, aggressive, even at her size. Finishes strong at the basket. You know, defense, you know what I'm saying? She's a great defender. She plays those passing lanes very well. So, going to the University of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So she's going to be a great addition out there for them. But she's just an all-around athlete. So she was a state champion in the 4x4 this past year. So, you know, you can look for her out there to, you know, continue to grow as an athlete. She's going to help UW Milwaukee out there.
Absolutely, and she's another player who's really aggressive on defense, just like some players we covered in the past, like Soma Kamara from Cooper, very much like her defensively, and even Marissa Frost, who we did last episode from Centennial. Like, they're all really scrappy guards on defense.
Yeah, she got some good family genes, too. So Taylor Hill, that's her aunt, you know.
Legend.
Me being at Central, seeing her do great things on the court battling against Central. Then, of course, her uncle, P.J. Hill. Her mom, Tanisha Scott. Didn't want to make sure I didn't say that name wrong, but she played at the University of Minnesota Duluth. So, you know, she's coming from a good family, baller. So, you know, look for her to, you know, do good things out there.
Absolutely. I'm just going to make a quick correction. Minnehaha Academy played in the third-place game against Crosby Ironton, actually. And Minnehaha won that one, 104-86. All right, but who you got, Wayne? Who you got on the guy's side?
Man, we got a busy man. We actually going to talk about this guy later on in this episode, too, man. But we got a young Anthony Smith, man. Listed at 6 foot, junior. Was coming into his senior year from Hopkins, Minnesota. bro, like if you really kind of pay attention to like the hoop scene was going on, he's hands down one of the most exciting players,
right?
And this whole next class is about to come about. So this is going back like to his junior year, some of the games he did, some of his averages, like kind of what he was doing because he played 29 games. It says right here, so he dropped 32 on Orono. So I'm gonna read off some of his the highest games of the year real quick. So 32 on Orono, 32 on Minneapolis South, 31 on Lakeville South, 27 on St. Michael Albertville, 32 on Minnetonka, 28 on Buffalo, 28 on Eden Prairie. Like, Jesus, like 32 on De La Salle, 28 on St. Louis Park, 26 on Buffalo, 26 on Washburn, 31 on Wayzata. Like, the kid is clearly just a high scorer, volume shooter. So I'm really excited to see what he's gonna do next year. Because I know he has to have like a lot of different offers he's looking at. He's probably not even really considering where he's gonna go right now because he's having a busy summer right now. He's just playing in the strictly ball 3-on-3 tournament. We're gonna talk about that later on. And he actually was doing his thing in that joint. You know what I'm saying? They didn't pull it out, but he made it to the top game. So shout out to him, man. He doing his thing out there, and I can't wait to see him and Jaden Moore at Hopkins because I know they about to have that joint rocking. You know what I'm saying? I know we pulling up to a couple of the games because we got to support that. That's some good energy when it comes to the basketball culture here. So definitely excited to see him.
Might be one of the best backcourts we've had in a long time.
Think so? That might be something we have to start looking at now because now it's like what backcourt compares to that?
You know what I'm saying?
Because Chet, and Jalen, they were a great duo. It's just like, what I'm saying? But their backcourt is different. Like,
that's different.
That's a 1-2.
Shouts out to Anthony Smith, too. He's a promoter for Dave's Hot Chicken. See him getting his bag.
Nice.
NLU or
NIL.
NIL is killing it, going crazy.
Hey, Dave's is fire, though. I mess with Dave's. There's a little... All right, who you got, J.O.?
All right, so I got Chase Thompson, 6'7", 6'8", power forward out of Alexandria. It says power forward, but, man, he moves like a wing. He definitely could be a 3. But just had a phenomenal junior year. He plays football, too, both basketball and football-wise. But basketball-wise, I got to check out a game when they played in the breakdown. They played against Hopkins and Anthony Smith, and it was a nail-biter all the way down to the end. But he had some good games this year. He had 32 versus Sartell, 37 versus Fergus Falls. And then they made it to state, ended up winning their section easily. Had Minneapolis South in the first round, won by 2, and that man went crazy. He had 18 points, 12 rebounds, 8 assists, and 3 blocks. And they won by 2, so the man was going crazy. Had 2 tough losses next. They lost to Mankato East in the semis by 3, and then ended up losing De La Salle in the third-place game. But had a wonderful season. Played with Grayson Grove, who's going to the University of Minnesota. Shout out to Grayson. So I can see just his numbers increasing a lot next year without Grayson. Plays for Minnesota D1. Was on a 17U first team for the National Open Championship for Prep Hoops. Was doing his thing for D1. Can get on that rim, man. He's a high flyer. He can shoot the ball. I seen him hit some step backs, pass the ball. He's pretty much got everything. He's rolling. Has some looks too. Iowa, West Virginia, Clemson, DePaul, Nebraska, Toledo, Appalachian State, all have offered that man. So I'm glad he's holding out because his senior year he's going to go crazy. And I definitely want to shout him out. QB, I was a QB back in the day. 27 total TDs, led his team to 11-1, 2,400 passing yards, 62% completion rate as a QB. 6'8" QB reminded me of Greg from Como. Really diving stuff up.
Greg Monroe?
Greg Monroe. Might not even sign for basketball. I think he's a little better in basketball, but these football stats, man, he could do it too.
Greg Monroe?
Not Greg Monroe, but Greg.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
He said Greg Monroe.
Was it Greg Morris?
Greg Morris. Greg Monroe.
No,
Greg Monroe played for the Pistons,
No,
didn't
they
he?
fucked me up. I'm like, Greg Monroe. They got to play for the Pistons? So I shout out to
That's an M, though.
No, yeah, definitely.
No, but he's the top quarterback next year.
I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that.
And when he played against St. Thomas, they ended up losing. So he went to state in football and basketball this year. Ran into St. Thomas. They some dogs. And ended up opening up the game with a 61-yard TD pass. Threw the first 2 TDs of the game. Had 330 yards and 2 TDs in the semifinals to go to state championship game. Just ran into a tough St. Thomas team. So
that shit got to be on huddle. We got to
Man,
find it.
no,
We
so I'm saying.
we got to find that.
man, I'm damn near
we
first
got- I
team
like- I like
football
that.
and basketball this year.
I
So.
like that. That's like a
And he
real
did his
athlete.
thing in strictly basketball
That's
too.
an athlete, yeah. It's an athlete right there.
Did his thing in strictly too. Had a game-winning layup. So good things to come from Chase Thompson coming up in the senior year. We're gonna definitely check him out, football and basketball.
Hell yeah, we'll be there.
Yep. Y'all want to start with the Strictly right now? Talking about Strictly?
well.
Yeah, because so we're talking about the Strictly B-Ball 3-on-3 tournament that was at the Mall of America a few weekends ago. But from the looks of it, it looked packed. It looked well attended. Looks like the crowd was getting loud. And like Wayne was saying and like J.O. was saying, those two players that we just talked about, Anthony and Chase, they both played in it, played for Team Minnesota. So that was the breakdown pretty much. You had a handful of teams that represented a state. You had like Team Minnesota, Team Texas, Team New York. I think Team Utah was in there. There's a few different teams. And so, yeah, 4 players each team, 3-on-3 format, pretty much like they do in the Olympics and the Worlds and stuff like that. And so, yeah, it was decent. What did y'all see out there? Did y'all watch it? Did y'all notice anything y'all liked?
Just
Nah, my question is how you get picked and choose? Like,
Right.
what's the?
I think they just reach out to you. That's what from what I've been seeing how they move. It's even with their pro-am team that they just had at the pro-am. I mean, it seems like people they have messed with in the past or done coverage on. They form relationships and they just kind of pick them. I'm not sure how the other teams came about, but I know that's how they was picking their teams. Right. It's like based off of just who they fuck with, who they like. That's what it seems like. But as far as the other teams, that's a good question. I don't know about that, but I like the whole overall about it, man. Like that's good for the culture here. Like that's like some real. It's turning the state up because like one of the we're on episode 10 right now. Like episode 1 or 2, we asked is Minnesota a basketball state, and it's like since then it's been like what? It's like 3 months since then. Like and all this shit's happening, and this is new right now. Minnesota's never been in no spotlight like this. Tell me a time when we ever went to the Mall of America and we saw people hooping. You know what I'm saying? So it's good for the culture. It's good for the city. It's good for the youth. It's something positive. Like you can get behind sports when it comes to the youth because it leads them not in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of distraction. So I appreciated it. I loved it. I loved everything about it. I was confused by one player that was from here that was playing on New York. They said I found out why. I still was kind of confused by that.
Talk about Marley, right?
I can't remember the kids. Kurt.
One of the Marley twins.
Yep, one of them. Yep. So he, I guess he lived here. I guess he's from New York or was born there or something like that.
Yeah, people's there.
He has people in New York. So I mean, I don't know. I feel like with a player of your stature, you can't do that. Like get somebody else if that's the case. Like
he was balling for them.
That's
too.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's
Should have been playing with us.
That's exactly. We didn't win, so that's why it's like it's one of them things where it's like I didn't get that part, but hey, it makes for more drama for when they do it next year. So shout out to them, man.
No, I definitely want to say shout out to Strictly, and as basketball rise, and shouts out to once again we're gonna keep bringing their names up. But Jalen and Chet, I think Tyus put us on bubble, but Jalen and Chet took us to a whole new level, and I think we've rode the wave since they put on for us. But Strictly has been rising with the culture in basketball.
Thanks.
From them being at overtime, them being at summer league, them being in the 3v3, they just put on. They've been holding it down. So definitely shouts out to Strictly B-Ball for sure. They doing their thing.
Yep. And so and just for people who didn't see, Team Minnesota had Jalen Wilson, Jaden Moore, Anthony Smith, and Chase Thompson was the 4 that we
Dogs.
came with. So that's a good squad actually.
Some dogs. Crazy squad. That's wild. Like,
Hold on, which one go to Hopkins?
Both the guards.
Okay, I
Jay
making
Moore,
sure I'm like
yep,
two
and
of them.
Anthony Smith. Both. That's what he just said. Like when he talked about the best backcourts. We're gonna have to have that conversation.
And they've been starting since they've been 8th graders.
8th grade
Freshmen.
Yeah, they're like
Right.
a real duo. When have we ever seen
I know
a
that
backcourt
probably
that scored probably 1,000+ points? Like that's next level right there.
I know that probably caused a lot of controversy on who people think should have been in there. Representing Minnesota at that.
You get 2 Hopkins players.
That was my
You
thing.
gotta
That's
put-
what I'm asking. Like, I seen that they both go to Hopkins. My thing is, Hopkins already have a lot of highlight, spotlight and power when it comes to like basketball and maybe other sports as well. But it'll be interesting to see next year Who else get picked?
Yeah, somebody got to represent.
We
We can't be having no
but
tournaments.
still shout out to them,
and we
though.
losing at
Sure,
our own
shout out
joints,
to
y'all. At least got to get the W.
Nah, for sure. So Olympics just wrapped up. What y'all think about the Olympics? What was y'all favorite Olympic moment? I know mine's is definitely one of them is Team USA basketball men's and just that comeback against Serbia. Gold medal game against France, we handled them, but that Serbia game, we had to come back in the fourth quarter. All the legends on our team hit big shots. Even Devin Booker hit an open three. That was clutch, you know. But what y'all think about that? What was y'all favorite Olympic moment?
My favorite moment was seeing Noah Lyles lose. Man, I ain't gonna lie, I was a big hater.
Lose to 200?
Yeah, but whatever he lost, he lost. I was happy to see him lose because Noah Lyles is like, I'm still trying to figure this dude out. Like, I be observing people how they act outside sometimes, and I just wait. I still haven't figured them out. So I was happy to see that because he talked too much. But we'll talk about him in a minute. But besides that, I want to say I told y'all so. Everybody who was here, we talked about the breakdancing. The breakdancing will not be back at the Olympics. They already announced it.
Already?
Oh yeah, it was. What I said would happen. It's gonna be a foreigner out there doing some. Did y'all see what it was? Shout out to Australia. Was it Australia?
Yeah,
shout out to
Australia.
Australia. Shout out to them. That was one of the funniest moments. Did you see that?
I don't know what she was doing, but
She wasn't breaking?
Listen, somebody.
Nah, she was wiggling.
She was wiggling. Somebody was playing like the little rubber music, like little like gym sneaker music while she was doing it.
No, the funnier one was when they were like, "This is how you break that. This is how you pop. You gotta hit it." And putting that behind her, boy. I was crying, bro.
What was she doing out there?
UNC?
You didn't see it,
Man,
we have to show
She
you.
single-handedly crashed the Olympics.
They're not bringing that game back.
She did a worm. She did the worm.
So,
I don't know what that was.
and I knew this would happen. How's there not a see? Even in the finalists, and I don't want to there was nobody that I thought looked like they belong in the finalists. I'm like, what is going on?
I watched the women's, and there wasn't any Americans in the women's final.
That's it's a lot to take, but overall, I was happy that it went off and it failed. It was a terrible idea from the jump. They were just trying to get everybody's dollar at that point. They're trying to get every view. How do you make Olympic breakdancing a thing?
You know what?
I was judging every black person that was doing it in the hood in the 70s and the 80s and shit. Now, bump body, let's do it, yo! Like, so I'm happy, yeah.
Nah, but when you see how big them Red Bull breakdancing competitions been, I think that's probably what pushed it along. It's like, all right, if there's a big enough crowd watching this, then we must be able to push it into the Olympics. I don't know.
That could probably be it.
Yeah, but that Red Bull is like dancing all total. That's all type of world of dancing, you know. So
it's not just break dancing.
It's limited on break dancing. It's
dancing,
world
right.
of dancing. Like, you know, you got the Celeste twins on there. You know, you got people from Chicago from footworking on there. I only know because I watched it.
I was just about to say, how do you know so much about this shit?
You know, okay. I do a lot of stuff outside of the norm, or I wouldn't even say not norm, but you know, I jump into different genres of like, I guess you can call sports. I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Sports,
Technically, I guess.
Technically,
They're putting that shit in the Olympics now. I mean, that's why I was like, I didn't get it, but yeah, that's my take on it. I don't know. Those are my. Oh yeah, shout out to Sha'Carri Richardson too. She did her motherfucking thing, and that relay was. Oh my god, did you see it?
She had to come back.
I love her attitude. I ain't gonna lie to you, nigga. Like, it was the look. I ain't never seen a nigga burn somebody in a race. You burn somebody in a race and you look at them, and I know they hate that, but I love it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was my favorite moment. I said Noah Lyles losing, break dancing being an epic failure.
Hey Wayne,
and Sha'Carri Richardson winning.
You know Noah Lyles gonna see this, right?
Oh, I hope so.
Every time he speak bad on that, he end up coming back to him.
He ain't heard nothing yet. Wait till we get on him. I want to get y'all thoughts. Go ahead.
But I'll jump in. My man is seeing my boy Matati, man. You know, it's always good to see him, man. That's, you know, especially growing up with him, same high school, you know, kicking it at his crib on the east side, you know. So it's always good to see people that you know that's on a big stage and him holding the
Liberian flag.
Liberian flag to represent Liberia, man. You know, so big shout out to my boy Matati, man.
Yeah, former Johnson, St. Paul
former
Johnson.
Gubby, for sure. Former Gubby, man.
He used to go
man.
hard for sure. Obviously, he in the Olympics, but yeah, he used to smoke cats around here. They was calling him the runner eater. That's what they was calling him back in high
I called
school.
him that.
Him and Troy used to do their thing. Both of them was like number 1 and 2.
Yeah. You got one, LD? You got an Olympic moment?
Let's see. I think mine would have to be the 4x400 for the women's. On a good note, I would say, because that was like just that dominance was crazy. Pretty much the only thing was exciting was like who was going to come in second. So
Right.
I think that was good on a good note. On the bad note, though, the men's on the 4x100, that handoff was horrible. Despicable, really. Like, they don't got no business doing that. And
Where they finished? They finished top 3? They medal?
last, maybe?
Oh.
They ain't getting no medal. I know.
Yeah,
that
I know.
for
I ain't
sure.
hearing nothing about them. Not the men's 4x1.
It was horrible, man. That handoff. It just can't be happening on the Olympic stage. So, yeah. And then, of course, no Lyles getting COVID or whatever. I ain't going to kill him like, everybody else. But I think he just was cloud chasing. He's still cloud chasing at the end of the day. So,
Yeah,
it was a fun Olympics to watch, though.
I was. Did you say something, J.O.? Did you have one?
I mean, shouts out to, and I always give love, but shouts out to the East Side. I had 2 born and raised people in the Olympics. Suni Lee from the East Side. You know what I'm saying? Definitely was out there. They showed pictures of her on the balance beam in her front yard, going crazy. But I took a different approach. So I watched the Olympics a lot. First off, it's the only time I really was in a long time was proud to be an American. Bron and Steph for president at this point, because anyone can run for president, but we won't get political. We won't get political on this, but I think I could get a couple of homies and I can go compete in handball. I was really watching handball all week, bro. Handball, they running people over, they juking. It's like soccer mixed with basketball mixed with hockey. I was really rocking with handball, so I seen a little thing on the line. What would you excel in besides the normal stuff? And I don't know. I think handball, I might get out there. It's soccer with your hands, bro.
That was my first time actually seeing it, and I saw it. I was like, that shit actually do look kind of cool. Like,
And I was rocking with
they was dribbling the ball and shit. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I ain't never seen it before. I ain't gonna lie to you. I know full court at least. Like, so that was cool.
Highlight though was seeing Snoop. They really paid Snoop to be our mascot.
Yeah, I choose like everybody. That's been his role in the industry for like the last 20-some years. He's like the cool dude that everybody like universally will accept.
All right. He was dancing and everything. He was definitely
He was
everywhere.
having the time of his life, man.
I was like, why is Snoop
happy to see
everywhere on
that
the
nigga
TV? Nah, for sure. What y'all think about, so you was talking about, well, y'all mentioned Noah Lyles, but what was this stuff about him beefing with USA Basketball? Because remember like last year during the World Championships, he had said something about,
Corniest shit ever.
if just because he said NBA championship, they call themselves world champions, but they're not the world champions because it's just one league in the U.S. And then that caused the uproar last year, but then continue into this year. They still beefing? What did he say this year?
So first off, when he said it after they lost. He didn't say that just randomly. He said that after the team we sent here lost, the young boys,
Right.
who everybody knew that team when we was like, oh yeah, they're gonna lose. We already knew that. But he said it right after that, so it's like, come on, bro, now you hating. And then how he was doing, he was happy. What do you mean? Champions of the world! Champions of the world! I was like, bro, who is this dude? Like, he reminded me of the groovy gorilla dude that be dancing all wild and shit. So that, like LD said, he's clout chasing. But this year, because I had looked into it, it was a thing with the Anthony Edwards situation.
Oh, the
I thought it. You know how you see stuff and you like, that's fake. Like, ain't no way. So he didn't want to go to a shoe event because he's mad that Adidas gave Anthony Edwards his own signature shoe, and his I guess he said something like, well, he's not a gold medalist, he's not a winner, he doesn't. And this is what he said. So I guess this is why he didn't go to an event he got invited to just because of that. And that's just some hating shit. Like, why are you mad at him because they gave him something that, like, what you know what I'm saying? And then, like, the comments that he just, everything surrounding do it. I don't like, it's like you ever seen The Dark Knight where Joker said, like, I know squealers when I see him. Like, I just know certain people. Like, even the little antics he was doing when he said he had COVID. Did you see him come out before he ran? Bro came up like he was Shawn Michaels, bro. He was jumping up like he was Jeff Hardy, doing all this wild shit. Then as soon as he lose, I got COVID. He over there with the breath thing. I'm like, what? How you Darth Vader now? You was just breathing fine. Now he breathing like he Darth Vader. Come on, bro. He got to just stop talking so much. If that's the route you're going to take, bro, be like Adrian Broner. Talk shit to the end. Don't come back. Just keep on the go. I respect Adrian Broner a little bit just because he's consistently stupid. He doesn't care. It's proven. Noah's gonna have to do some type of, I don't know, bro. He's gonna have to talk to media people, tell them stop talking so much because you look crazy, bro. You just got beat in front of the world. The world. The Olympics is the world, bro. He ain't Americans. There's other people talking about him right now.
All right.
So that's my take on him, and he's just corny. I don't know why he don't like. Maybe he couldn't hoop. Maybe he wanted to hoop and he couldn't hoop.
Hey, we know everybody want to hoop.
Everybody want to hoop. Maybe he couldn't.
So what y'all think about the men basketball team and the women's basketball team winning gold? Pretty much expected, right? I think we all predicted that would happen.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Like D3 said, they was playing against some munchkins. Minions. He called them minions. That's what he called them.
I think 2028 is going to be interesting, though.
I think Wemby going to come out. France going to have their players developed.
You got Wemby now that's going to be a 5-year pro. Now the LeBrons, the Stephs, the KDs more likely won't be there. Mm-hmm. So you're going to be looking for new leadership and guidance on USA. You might have burnt a bridge with Jason Tatum.
Ooh.
He's never coming back.
Which I don't think you should have done.
He's never coming back.
Because I wouldn't come back, that's for sure.
Ant said he ain't doing nothing, right?
Well, he's not going to do the world.
World Championships. Okay.
For Olympics, more likely.
Okay.
But yeah, so you got that going on. So yeah, I mean, you could just tell it's gonna be some changes going on.
And that's in LA, right?
Yep.
Okay, that's gonna be different. Has there ever been when's the last time the Olympics was in United
Atlanta,
States?
1996.
Damn. Yeah. Pac was a lot. Well, Pac was. Never mind.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, it depended on what time it was.
And so I remember we talked about some of the top picks this year. Isn't there a couple of top picks from France too? To join Wemby?
The top two.
The top two from France. And France might
France
might be looking a little tough now.
Listen, Alex Sarr needs to score some buckets before I start thinking of him as any threat on a professional level. He's low key giving me TV dinner RJ Barrett vibes. That's what I'm getting from Alex Sarr.
He's giving me French Kwame Brown.
that all right. I ain't throw the Kwame on him now.
I'm throwing Kwame.
He's throwing Kwame on him. All right.
How many years Kwame get?
Kwame played 12 years in the NBA. And he started.
I ain't saying he won't be.
I know you saying that's like he's not gonna turn out.
Yeah. Not for sure.
Summer league was horrible.
Yeah. All right, that's the Olympics. Great. Another.
Should
4
we
years.
spin before we get into the local joints?
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right, let's get a spin in.
Spin that.
You strong?
You got that? Hold on, I'll do that.
Oh, hey, we need a better
split
spin.
it the wrong way. Somebody give me a spin.
There we go. My fault.
What we got? Where we at, Dirty?
Best high school basketball class in Minnesota.
The best high school basketball class.
I'm biased. But 09. I'm biased, but 09.
You know that's us.
I got 09. I'll say this.
Y'all both picked it.
I'll say this between 08 and 12. Between 08 and 12.
08 and 12.
For sure.
How many D1 players did y'all have in y'all class, if y'all know off the top of your head?
We had a good amount.
Great amount. I mean, I'm trying to remember though.
We did have a good amount.
I know we had a lot, but before Jalen and Chet, there was Rodney and Royce, and we had Rodney and Royce back to back in our class. And
that's true.
Rodney was a one man circus show when you came to watch him. He was doing something crazy every time. Jump with him if you want to.
Cooper, man.
Shouts out to Rodney Williams, man.
It's hard to talk about that when you really only know from your
That's true.
That's real.
Your time in up until I guess now. So the time you got into high school up until now, unless you did some real research, is different.
I see what you're saying.
I heard the 90s were crazy though. I heard the 90s, the mid to late 90s was nice.
And of course, people gonna have comments and bias about what our conversation, which is all opinion at the end of the day.
Exactly.
But from what we're speaking on our own opinion and experience,
class was tough. As good as Royce and Rodney.
And we all, especially throughout maybe just high school.
I got 09, I ain't gonna lie.
AU, we was spread it out. You know,
I got 09.
It was tough.
I got 09, man. That was the first time I've ever seen a dude from Minnesota actually playing like on a Jordan brand. Like that was my first time seeing that. I was like,
I seen Cole Aldridge though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, up close and personal. That boy was. Oh my
I
god.
heard he was destroying dunking on Larry Brown.
Hey, I will say it right here. No. Hold on. We're not gonna throw Larry in the bus. He dunked. No. He dunked on Larry. He dunked on me. He dunked on Dylan. He dunked on JL. He dunked on anybody who was out there. He dunked on Dominique. He dunked on anyone that was out there, bro. Like Coach Al box him out. You come out, box him out. It's over with.
Hey, listen.
Forget about it, Cole Aldridge.
Spend one more.
I was gonna say one thing. 2010, I probably have to put 09. I'm looking at. .2010 class, y'all had Noreen, which I remember Noreen from transitions. He went to West Virginia.
What's his name? Kevin?
Yeah, Kevin Noreen, because he was balling. And then they had Jacob Thomas. We saw him in action.
Yeah, that nigga. Yeah.
And then Jordair, of course, Jordair.
No, Jordan.
Jordan.
No, he was 09, so they got this wrong. My bad. He did. You're right.
Because he
He
went to
was
prep.
gone.
No, that's all right though, bro. Nah.
What? What? I thought we're getting down.
Hey, bro.
He was in the middle of nowhere. He wasn't even in Minnesota.
I'll play.
Jets 09, bro. Stop that.
He said you gotta think about it. He's classified.
And then 2014 had Tyus, Rashad Vaughn, and Reed at the top. And they had that JP McCord dude. I don't know what JP McCord ended up doing.
He played some professional basketball overseas.
Yeah, I thought I heard his name. Yeah, so I mean that was a decent class, 2014. But like Didi was saying, once you get out of your own time frame, it's kind of hard to know. You gotta really, let's spin that joint.
We'll come back to that one. Got research.
Yeah, we gotta do more research.
We'll see who had the most draft classes. What'd that say?
Best competition you ever played against in any sport growing up in the Twin Cities.
Dang.
Are we speaking on in Minnesota or
Just no, best
competition you played
Best
against.
competition you
Any
played
level.
Person or team?
Person or team?
Person or team.
Yeah, whatever you want to say.
You wanna go? He got one.
Woo, man.
And they like, who done bust my ass?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Too many people don't bust my ass. That's the thing. And if Washburn wasn't even at the top of the list, I ain't even think about Washburn. They was sweet.
Shots fired.
27.
I ain't gonna lie. I think I'm gonna say my AAU season when I was in Atlanta, and we played the Atlanta Celtics. And if you're a basketball player, everybody know Atlanta Celtics. They have always the top players in the state.
Didn't Dwight Howard and Josh Smith play for them?
Josh Smith was on the same team.
Yeah, they played for
So-
that. Yeah, that was like they said that was like one of the best AU teams like ever.
They was dogs.
That's crazy.
I'm a
Go straight to the
So-
league. Yeah,
Right.
my bad. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say Ryan Harold. That I'm gonna give him his props. That dude was different. Ryan Harold from Atlanta. Atlanta Celtics. He ain't bust my ass, but he did enough to beat my team. That's all I'm gonna say. And they gave us a little 30 ball, but I'm gonna say Ryan Harold. I'm gonna say Ryan Harold for Atlanta Celtics.
See, like for AAU, it's different because like I could rate teams, like not just like specific players, but like teams. Certain teams definitely stood out. Like I remember we played LeBron James. We had a King James tournament. It was in Chicago. Like Drew Joyce was like hosting the tournament when they were Ferry, and we played one of LeBron's teams. When I tell you, I don't know who none of them. I've never seen none of them dudes again after that. But when I tell you, I remember them niggas from that game. Like, bro, there was not one person when they came out. I'm thinking like, okay, these just must be the big men that's coming in or something. Like, Clearly, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Because he's where the guards at. The big men came in the game after them, came in the gym after them. So I'm like, wait, these the guards and them the big men? So like just playing against that size, bro, was mad different. I was like, bro, this shit's. That's when I realized we going JUCO, baby. There's certain things like, cause like all them dudes, they weren't half of them weren't even good. But it's about like when you play a certain way, when you just running up and down, you got big dudes that can just run up and down, fly.
Exactly.
Nigga, that shit was crazy. I felt like we was playing the Monstars, bro. I'm like, bro, this is wild.
That's like,
but yeah, that King James team. I'm gonna have to look up that. I'm gonna have to look up that team. I'm pretty sure I could find, if I do some research, I could find some shit on them. But that King James team, it was like 20. It's like, what was it? It had to be like summer of like 2010. Mm-hmm. It was the same summer. When did LeBron go to the Heat? 11? 10. It was that summer. It was that summer for sure. I remember it was that summer. So I gotta look up that team. It was like it was their only team in the tournament. That's why I'm like, what the fuck? Like, it was just different though, that team. But if I had to say player, hands down, Jordan Smith from Orono.
Nice.
Dropped a 40 ball.
Went to Wisconsin.
And didn't play at all for some reason. He won Mr. Basketball here and went to Wisconsin and didn't play. He won it over Zach. He beat Zach actually in the state championship game. So that's why I like him. Bro, no, because I played against him because he played for 43 Hoops too. I played against him at AAU. Yeah, like bro is.
I don't remember him. Was he there my senior year?
No, he was our year.
I know, but
He was there. He was there. He wasn't. He started too. He wasn't
there yet.
He wasn't that, bro. He wasn't, bro. It was like that summer, that junior year, because that's when I played against him. That next year, he was.
That's the LD effect.
This guy, but yeah, Jordan Smith for sure. And that King James team.
I'm just gonna say Carlton Lil John. He played for Minneapolis North. He was a linebacker for them, but he ended up going to NDSU. But I just remember running a sweep to the sideline one time, getting smacked by. I thought it was sweet. I thought I was just gonna run out of bounds, put my shoulder down, pop off him. It was a little more than that. So that was like one of the first times I really felt like I felt a D1 like defensive player. You know what I'm saying? Like
he was a mannequin out there.
That's what I
That man was a mannequin. I'm saying Lil John was like
for sure.
Dicks. You see them mannequins?
Yeah, nah.
That's how he looked up there.
Nah, for sure. That's me.
But J.O., you say something?
I mean, team-wise, that's what I'm biased, but that 09 Hopkins team really made me think like, yeah, the league is out the table. And we lost by 9. It was a good game, number 1 and 3A, number 1 and 4A, but it was just like the amount of like perfection needed just to lose by close. Like, you know what I'm saying? It really shaped. And then I say best player, mine's probably random, but Nate Walters was so tough to guard because he wasn't crossing you, he wasn't nothing. He just wasn't turning the ball over.
St. Cloud?
Yep, St. Cloud. Ended up going to the Bucks, played for the Bucks a little bit. Went to South Dakota State, I believe. But he was so tough. Hit a halftime buzzer on me. He was buzzing my ass so bad. Had Rasheed and them saying like, "Who's guarding him?" Like someone switched. Like it was tough. And he busted everyone else's ass too. And I looked. I'm like, yeah, no one can guard him. Exactly. He was just nice though.
Nate definitely, he's a pro. Shit, got that pro shit in him for sure. LD.
So it would have to be two people, to be honest, at this particular time. And they both was on AAU. So the first person my freshman year was Harrison Barnes. Mm. And that was me. That was letting me know, like, if I don't grow, it's over.
Was he playing on Pulley?
No, he was playing for all Iowa Attack.
Okay.
And, I was thinking the same thing. We in Minnesota, so you see somebody that's 6'6", 6'7", you like, okay, it's a big man down there. And I be abusing big men because they usually slow. Buddy not slow. Buddy 6'7".
Yeah.
Not only is Buddy 6'7", Buddy bringing the ball up with dreads at this time. This is a dread head.
Oh, he got dread. I remember that shit. Yeah, nasty
Barnes.
joints.
So he out there giving us just silent, nasty work, roaring, dunking. I'm like, this is crazy. I'm not going nowhere. Not at all. Unless I grow, it's over.
You're not lying, bro. When I saw them dudes walk in the gym, we warming up. I'm happy because at that time niggas was rim grazing and rim grazers. I'm feeling myself. They come, I'm like, bro, just 1 meal with like a backpack and some slippers on.
Like
bro.
it was nothing.
I could never do that.
Crazy thing is, we played them our freshman year as well.
Yeah.
Iowa Tech.
All I
Get the mic.
Oh yeah. We played him my freshman year as well, so I know exactly what you're talking about. You know, he was cool. I mean, we had a high school basketball team that played him though, so it wasn't an AAU team. It was our East Metro Elite. It was our high school giant.
That's different.
Team.
AAU versus like a good system is different.
But I knew that he had a teammate which was his point guard. I can't think of the white kid name. White kid, I want to say Jordan. I want to say, or some, I don't remember his name, but this kid, same kid went to his high school. They played high school together. They played AAU together. He ended up going to Kirkwood. The point guard, the white kid, ended up going to Kirkwood and Harrison Barnes. You know.
You know who else he played with?
McDermott.
Doug.
The shooter.
Was he on that team? Was he?
So
Dang, we must have played them too, because we ended up playing his high school team our sophomore year in the Iowa camp. So they used to invite us to the Iowa camp every year. So, dang, I didn't even know that. I just remember Harrison Barnes and the other kid. But yeah, I ain't gonna lie, them two was a tough duo for sure.
And then the second one though was low key. I ain't gonna lie. Like in high school, he was sick. He was from Canada, so I had never heard of him. Dwight Powell.
oh yeah,
Play against the White Power?
still in the league, boy.
Up here, the Best Buy Classic used to be up here every year. So my junior year playing with Fury, and this is cheating. All of them couldn't have been our age. I ain't gonna lie, but they coming from Canada, so he's the point guard. You know how tall he is.
Yeah.
He is literally the point guard. It is literally no one on his team shorter than him.
That's crazy. That's how that team look, bro.
And it's only 5 of them.
Point guard.
It is only 5 of them. It is nothing we can do with this man. He got.
You said only 5 players?
It's only 5 of them.
How many minutes were y'all playing?
It was about 20 minute halves or something.
Bro, that's crazy. They had no. How much they beat y'all by?
They only ended up beating us by like 9, but that was only because he fouled out.
Got you.
So 4 niggas still ended up beating.
Hold on.
But you gotta keep in mind, there's no one shorter than him.
He's 6'10", ain't he?
He's a big.
He's 6'10".
So back then he got to be 6'6" minimum.
He was 6'8".
Back then he was.
So then there was 2 other white boys that was just pure shooters. Like they was like 6'9" and up.
Hold the mic up.
My bad. It was 2 other white boys, pure shooters, 6'9" and up. Then there was this African. He was like 7 foot. We couldn't do nothing with him. Our tallest dude is like 6'6". You know how Minnesota is. So he's getting used and abused down there. We're trapping. We trying to do whatever. They're just shooting over us. There's nothing we can do. But yeah, what he did to us, he put up probably like a smooth. That was probably the most a person ever scored on us, and it really wasn't on me, but it was some of them. I got some of them points for sure.
That's crazy.
Truthful.
Yeah, I got some of them points for sure because I was trying to figure it out. Like we got to figure it out. Dej, but it was hard because we had Dejan Newell who went to Lakeville.
Yep. And Augie.
He's so short, you know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to get him. I'm like, he can't stick him. But at the same time, it's nothing we could do because he's literally the shortest person on their team.
It's a matchup nightmare. It's no matchup.
He put like 40 on us.
Say that to say that. Yeah.
Just said that to say that. He put like 40 on us and fouled out.
Still won.
Legendary.
That's
Fouled
legendary.
out though. Listen.
Pass
Fouled
it to
out with
Will.
About 5 minutes to go.
Pass it to Will.
We was down like 25 when he fouled out, but we ended up losing by like 9. But it just wasn't enough time for us to come back.
It's different.
I gotta add something even funny. I was watching Ryan Harold highlights before we played them. I'm like, oh yeah, no. I'm over here watching like, man, we gotta play Celtics. Man, let me check bro out because I already knew about him. I'm like, man, let me get some motivation to guard him, stick him, something. It's just like
Shit didn't work.
man, it ain't worked at all, bro. It ain't like they whole starting 5 was like D1.
Bro, literally. That's
They
how
whole starting 5
I
was
knew.
D1. I ain't gonna lie.
That was my first time.
They starting 5 was D1, and we end up winning the first game to play them the second game in the tournament. I'm like, wow, we playing these dudes the second round. Like, you know,
Yeah. fun out of it. But yeah, where we at?
Alex Taylor.
I remember he called me.
We got the blues. we got the blues.
Like, yeah.
He probably saw I got one on.
Oh,
I was guarding him, but
said everybody was getting going on.
yeah.
We played against Atlanta Celtics.
So we got coming to the end here. We got this local topic. What y'all know about this 23 league? So
Shout out to Jordan Horn.
Jordan Horn. Okay.
Shout out,
okay.
shout out to Jordan Horn for real.
I've been hearing it's supposed to be this high level league. You know, this
honestly,
former pros and stuff. Like, what we talking?
So look, I was gonna say I see what he's doing, and but Jo, like, he knows way more about this. I want you kind of to dive in and like kind of explain to that what that is for our audience, nigga.
Nah, for sure. Shouts out to Jay Horn, man. Jordan Horn, definitely a dog on the court, but doing something, putting the spotlight. He went out there and competed with the next chapter. The next chapter is a big online community where they play 1s-on-1, 2s, and 3s. They pretty big. And they got like a dude named like Devontae Friga, I think, or his name Friga for sure. So
the
he
YouTube
came.
cat.
Yeah, YouTube. They big on YouTube. Reached out, Jordan politics with him, brought him to the city, and we're gonna have to get Jay Horn on the pod and talk about it.
Thanks.
Excellent trainer, but just had them come and they said it was one of the best cities they showed up to. I actually got a chance to ref the 23 league in the first, you know what I'm saying, inaugural games. And it's just going up, man. It's gonna give a lot of these kids. You know, the YouTube and the online stuff is gonna take us so far. Like, the internet is crazy. And I remember Nipsey Hussle said it's a gold mine. And it's like, and he said it on one of his albums, the internet's a gold mine, we don't even see it. Like, there's gonna be people that's getting scholarships off a one-on-one game. And that's, you know what I'm saying, I know that's part of Horn's vision, but the league just, you know, lets local players play 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-on-3 in a closed environment. You know, the footage will come out later, but just getting another option out the door. Someone in the hood that might have a bag and don't have the film from high school or nothing. Someone see that, now they making a bag off basketball. There's so many ways to make a bag off basketball. It's not the just traditional way of go college, go to NBA now. You can make a bag anyway. So shouts out to Jay Horn. I think this league gonna be big for like we said, it's a basketball city. We got a wave, and I think everyone's riding a wave. We still coming together, support each other. I think we can blow up. I know it was like that for the rap scene for a little bit. We didn't come together, so hopefully we come together with this basketball stuff.
Yeah, folks.
Yeah,
You know, a big shout out to Jay Horn, man. You know,
Cover the mic, yo. Don't cover it. Your hand covering the mic. Yeah. Yep.
big shout out to Jay Horn, man. Just in St. Paul in general, like just Minnesota in general, we doing big things, but just St. Paul in particular, you know, I feel like we making a big stamp in our actually, I guess you could say our stamp in the world right now. You know, I know that there's a football. I'm not for sure or the names. I can't tell you who they are, what they are, but I'm sure y'all know what I'm talking about. It's the 1-on-1 football league where
Destroying.
you play defense and you play offense.
Destroying. Yeah.
And them dudes are making buku money. Them dudes is making crazy money. Even my son be watching it, I be watching it with him. I'm like, man, this is interesting. You know, they talking crazy. They get the opportunity to meet. I seen they had an opportunity to meet T.O., Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson put on like a mask and like
I did see that. Yep, I did see that one. Yeah.
And went against the kids.
Yep, I saw that one.
You know, and they had Michael Vick there. You know, so it gives that type of platform, which is what Jay Horn trying to do. So hopefully, like I said, man, hopefully his vision can grow and he can get more famous people or whatever he want to grow his platform. I hope it works out for him because, like I said, even watching that football league where they doing 1-on-1s, defense and offense, and they giving out money. So if you make it to like the semifinals or the finals, you get like $5,000 or something like that. So you know, Jay Horn is giving these kids opportunities to showcase their talent versus, you know, like you said, if some kids don't make it because of certain situations, grades, you know, hardship with life, you know, just things that can roadblock them from being successful. So like like J.O. said, the internet is a gold mine, man, and we all trying to use it in the right way. So
Facts.
Absolutely. I think that's a good point to leave off on. Y'all got anything else?
We still got to talk about this Patrick North Henry shit, man. We're not gonna get past that.
Oh my God.
We're not gonna get past that. And I guess Y'all want to talk about the best coaches later? I know we probably
Let's
is.
talk about that later.
Yeah, let's talk about that one later. But yeah, so Patrick Henry and the North. Should I say how they say it? Pallor. Patrick Henry and the North Pallor had a alumni game, and I guess this is because Patrick Henry's about to be changed to what's the name of the school they're about to be called now? Camden High.
Hold on, what?
Yeah,
They're changing.
that's why. That's why they was doing it.
He was a
Slave owner or like some shit
They
like
getting
that.
all of them out of there.
Patrick Henry is like some type
Henry
of
was.
like a slave owner or some shit like that.
kids did a bunch of research on the name. You know,
Yes.
shouts out to them kids for sure.
Count that shit.
Because what was you other people doing for all these years? But
Not caring.
not caring for sure. Predominantly black.
How y'all not know that?
What? And that's what you named in this area?
That'd have been the first thing I looked up.
In this area for sure.
It's sick.
But nah, man. So basically, they had an alumni game over that, and North, whoever made North's jerseys, doesn't know how to spell polars. Like they don't know how to spell like the actual logo. They don't know how to spell polar bear. They don't know how to. I don't know.
He had to go to North.
So I don't know how, because you don't just that. You know how type of mess up that is. Like, do you look at the fine print before you say yes? This is how I want it. Final copy, press, submit. Like I don't. So there ain't no excuse, bro. It's inexcusable. It's unexcusable. Everybody involved should be slapped and needs to learn how to read. On phonics.
Nah, I was reading Rainbow.
That was reading Rainbow. Yeah, they need whatever that is. They need that. That's unexcusable. I don't understand. Like, it is so funny because like us. I mean, I don't know when I say us. I mean like us dudes that go to Central. We have this running joke that we believe that Johnson was like the Richmond Oilers.
Yeah, see?
So we call y'all the Richmond Oilers,
Johnson
but
education.
y'all, yeah.
That Johnson education is crazy.
That Johnson education
Yeah.
is non-existent.
I will say this. Because I was arguing with, not you. I was arguing with one of your friends, buddies, your Johnson alumni buddies, and I gotta say, shout out to him. He's in the 23 league. Mitch, you're crazy about this James Harden shit. That's all I'm gonna say, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, man, I don't know. Whoever was responsible behind that shit, I don't understand how that happens. Like,
Come forth.
And they didn't realize it was spelled wrong until everyone got home and tried to upload on Instagram. That's the
Hey,
word.
they was taking
I
proud
don't get
pictures.
it. Bro, did you see the picture? How homie was like,
Cheesing.
cheesing.
Shout out Bear, man. That's my boy Bear who holding the picture, man.
Yeah, he
Shout
was
out
happy
Bear,
about
man.
it.
Man, can you ask Bear if he knew before or after?
He probably did. I mean,
Okay.
Nobody probably like.
We need to know who that is.
Can you ask Bear who was responsible for ordering?
Tell him we trying to
Yeah,
get
we're just
some
trying to
jerseys.
figure out because this person needs to be held accountable. We
trying
gotta
to
tell
get some
them like, hey,
jerseys,
bro,
man.
y'all can't be making jerseys and y'all can't spell, bro.
We
Like,
want some jerseys.
bro, they got
made with the
iPhones and
most
stuff,
spelling.
bro. Like you to put that in on the iPhone, it would have corrected you. So I don't know what type of format. Update your computer. Whoever. I don't. Bro,
It
that's
ain't no-
Bro, that's embarrassing for like on some real shit.
Microsoft
Because
Word.
it wasn't like I put it like this. If Strictly Ball would have misspelled something in this little high school thing that they did 300, I wouldn't have been that mad. I'm like, they're younger. They probably was running a rush. Boom, boom. This is an alumni game with all adults. There wasn't no kids playing in this game. There was no kids involved. That's why I feel like, bro, we
Spell
as a
check.
community, as black people, we have to start holding each other accountable. 15 lashes for whoever did that shit.
man.
Yes, 15 lashes.
15
15 lashes for whoever did that. They gotta learn how to spell. That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's how I feel
15
about it.
lashes and a night in the box.
Yo, we gonna
Put them in the box.
we putting this out.
Shouts out to North, the Minneapolis version of Johnson.
Yeah.
Through and through. Through and through.
Yeah.
Look, what did he say over there? Johnson education, people.
That's unexcusable, bro. That's an
I ain't
alumni
gonna lie.
game. That's sad. And yes, Malik, I'm definitely.
They make
keeping this.
Johnson look
We're
like
keeping this, bro,
Central.
because it's really like not funny.
Y'all
It's
not gonna be on here talking crazy about Johnson.
Now, we is academically.
No,
We ain't talking about y'all athletic.
No, academic could be very sound too. Like,
all right. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Sound.
One thing, all right, no.
Let's say that. Let's
Oh,
sound.
your average graduation rate or age is 19. What you talking
I'm
about?
gonna tell you something. As soon as he hit stop.
But TCS Radar episode 10.
yeah.